Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel where I talk about Christ, faith, purposeful living and love. It's been 8 or 9 months away from this space and I know I'm so sorry, right? I'm supposed to have been back here, but for some reasons, adulthood was adulting and then, the whole new year rush, I needed to take a break. But trust me, we're back and we're back bigger and better. So if you're not following this channel, this is your opportunity to hit the follow button and turn on the notification bell so that when a new video is being uploaded, you will be the first to catch up with it. All right, today we're going to be talking about 5 things you should do before 2026. So looking at the start of the year, I figured out that I needed to be more intentional about my life. And this is not the whole new year rush, new year goal. I just knew there was something different I should be doing, so I took some decisions, and those decisions has helped me since the year began. So I thought, why should I keep it to myself? Why not share it with you guys? And so we are here. This is supposed to be a short video, very, very short, and I'm going to rush through it, but I will ensure to hit through every detail. Okay? Number one thing you should do is to know yourself. I know you've heard this a lot of times. I know you've heard it a couple of times. You might probably have heard it somewhere else. But I want you to be intentional about knowing yourself. When I say know yourself, I mean know your strengths and know your weaknesses. You don't need to run away from either of them. Know them. When it comes to your strengths, know what they are, but know your weaknesses too. How can you be better in these areas? Trust me, that could go a long way for you if you can figure out these two. So know your strengths, but most importantly, figure out your weaknesses and begin to work on them immediately. You don't know how far that's going to help you, trust me. So know yourself, know what you can do and know what you cannot do. Number 2 is this: listen to people more. I wish I can scream this over and over again, that you should listen to people that have gone ahead of you. Listen to them more. This year I started listening to podcasts. The more I started listening to even messages that would transform my mind. I listened to them before, but I was not as intentional as I was this year. So I figured that did a lot of things to my mind. That transformed my mind in ways I could not imagine. So listening to these guys helps you understand some things better. Okay, so you're listening to someone, maybe there's something you have to understand better, and you're listening to someone that has the answers to some of the questions you have. If you had not listened to them, you wouldn't have gotten it. If you have not read those books, you would not have gotten the answers. Listening to podcasts, YouTube videos, or even reading their materials will go a long way for you. The third one is to invest in your time wisely. I've figured that as young adults, we tend to be everywhere. This is happening here today, you want to be there. This is happening there tomorrow. You want to get involved in it. But trust me, that is not going to help you. Understanding that you have just 24 hours in a day should spark you up to become better and to spend that time wisely. So you see someone doing something better, they don't have extra hours. They have the same 24 hours like you and I have. But the difference is that they channel it better. And so when I figured that one thing that might be missing in my life is probably not using my 24 hours well. And so I began to be intentional about my time. So let me give you like a summary of what I do every day. Every night I try to think of the thing I can do better. This is attached to my goals. Okay, I want to achieve this in this particular month. What can I do every single day to ensure that this particular thing is done? That's number 1. Then every single night I try to go over them. I know some of you don't like alarms. I know some of you don't like to write down things. But trust me, it's going to help you to be organized. And so I write down things a day before, maybe probably a night, and I'm saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do the following day. And I'm allotting time to all of these things. If you don't put the time, we are going to procrastinate a lot. You will not have time for anything. But when you have time written down and say, okay, by this time I'm doing this. And as humans, we tend to forget. So what are the measures you're putting to ensure you don't forget? For me, I set alarms. Secondly, I could have some things written in some paper with time. I am not a robot to automatically remember, but because then some things can come up to steal your attention, but you want to be on track. So what do? You set up those measures. So that's what I do to ensure my 24 hours is still intact. Let's move to the fourth thing quickly. Build systems around your life that can sustain your growth over time. It means, what are those parameters you have set to ensure that everything you should be doing, they are being done? Because trying to do things randomly is not going to help you. Next, number 5, learn to say no. I know you like to help people a lot. I know you want to be somebody else's favorite, but trust me, it's not going to help you. I'm not saying you should not help people. I'm not saying you should not do some things. But a yes you say to something is a no to something that could have been, more beneficial to you. So learn to say no. I've said a lot of no's, and I figured out that the reason why I got something better was because I decided to say no to something else. So learn to say no. It's not difficult. If people are angry, you're saying no, they will be fine eventually. But learn to say no. It is not everything you say yes to. I hope this video is going to encourage you to take intentional steps to ensure it's not the same thing you are doing in 2026. All right, I'm going to see you in our next video, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. Kindly subscribe, hit the follow button, and like, and most importantly, share to a friend. And I will see you next time. Bye.